Table talk, round table talk. Tune in, man. I'm gonna speak about a situation that I've been seeing getting a whole bunch of attention lately, and it involves Wack 100 speaking up on Nip. Man, it's it's crazy to me how now that Nip passed, it's seemingly a lot of people that's trying to get clout off of him. And first, let me say that this is a subject I don't really usually speak about, being from LA. Compton more specific, the politics that's involved in the gang world. A lot of it I really don't agree with. I understand it. When you're in the jungle, you gotta live as the lions do. When you're amongst wolves, you gotta become like a wolf. You gotta adapt to your your habitat. So your behavior patterns definitely gonna change. And I get that, but again, I don't agree with it all, and it's caused a whole bunch of turmoil and pain in our community. But like I said, I understand it for whatever those who find value in it, for whatever it's worth. I understand that part. But yeah, for back to Wack, man. A lot of people have been giving that attention, and I figured that I may as well chime in on it and give my unbiased opinion. I heard the interview with him and No Jumper, and it was spots of it that didn't sit too well with me, especially coming from a figure like himself. I don't know that man personally, but things I do know of him, he really had no business speaking on that. And if he did have an opinion, he sure shouldn't have voiced it the way in which he did. Even if those who agree with some of the things he said, like saying Nip not a legend, like come on, man, it's obvious Nip was more than a legend. Not just a West Coast legend, not just a rap legend, but he was a people's legend, man. He was for the people. He would be likened to the people's champ. What he did was, very much you really can't compare. People say Pop, people say Biggie, but to be honest with you, in my personal opinion, not to take anything from no other man, because everybody had their own lot in life and everybody had their own purpose. And he served his purpose, and I'm not no one to say no anyone's purpose is bigger than the other one, but just his influence and his impact in the generation in which he did so, he was bigger to me because, for one, I watched Nip grow. I watched Nip come from pushing the the gangster rap and then elevating like from to like a gangster to an entrepreneur. He still kept that gangster feel to him because that's just him, and you gotta respect it. That's what he was cut from. But man, this dude had an elevated mindset, and even in the beginning, when he came out with the gangster part of him, he still was speaking upon things that he wanted to bring into fruition that we seen play out. We seen those things, those hopes, those dreams, those aspirations maturate. We seen them right before our eyes. And he stayed true to the community. He stayed true to his people. You could actually come and touch him. You could touch Nip. I met him one time downtown LA, and I was just shocked that this brother was down there just amongst the people. He was at his jeweler downtown LA. This was probably about 6 years ago. And I was like, damn, Nip, he out here, man. He really out here, no security, just walking around with his chains on, chilling, vibing amongst the people, man. And we just crossed paths, and I'm like, what's up, brother? How you doing? And, he greeted me, you know what I mean? He didn't show you know, no mark of Hollywood, no mark of trying to be better than a person, you know what I mean? He spoke and greeted and gave his likeness, and that was cool to me, man, and I respect a brother like that. But for Wack 100 to mention something like that and say he wasn't a legend, that's sad, man. It's sad that people this new generation, this new era, this new code of conduct of being called a real one. Like, nah, you know, they I don't know. It's some. They say it's in the air and the food. I don't know, man. This whole culture change is just weird to me. Outright weird. Like, everybody know this. If you don't got nothing good to say about a person, don't say nothing at all. But for somebody not to find something good to say about Nip, you know it's something wrong with them. It's clearly something wrong with them. Out of everything that you can say about this man, you gonna say something like that? He wasn't a legend. He never went on a world tour. Like, come on, man. He deserved to get killed like he got killed. Come on, man. It's something wrong. It's something very wrong with that. And to do it for clout and for your name's sake is even more so foolish and more so a mark of a hater. And that's what it needs to be addressed is, not know, oh, he had a point that if you call a man a snitch and, you from the streets, you need to be, you need to be in expectation of that man retaliating in the way of the streets, You got to be in expectation of that man killing you. But remember, for one, we don't know if that narrative is true. And even if it was true, let's say it's true, which I don't know. I wasn't there. It's always 100 ways a man die. It's only as far as the story goes. Man, he got shot like this. Woo-dee-woo shot him. It's always 100 stories. There is only one truth. Period. How that played out, I don't know. I wasn't there. But even if Nip did, if that narrative played out as it was, the narrative goes is this. Nip didn't outright call that man a snitch. He didn't say, man, you a snitch. Get out the hood, homie. He told him, he said, oh, I heard you got some, you got a bad jacket, man. Clear that up so you can come through, man. But I can't have you up here with that jacket on you because it ain't going to reflect me. And I'm talking to you, so he know how his neighborhood get down. Cat's going to look like, man, they going to take the idea and approach like, you got him over here, man. You know his jacket is bad. So Nip was just pretty much letting him know, hey, get at me, clear that up, and then come through. Because Nip was that type of dude. And plus they had, the word is they had previous relationships prior to that, from their younger days or whatever the case. But, again, that's not my business. That's not something I know full details of. It's a lot of speculation about the stories, this and that. But even still, if that was the way in which it played out, that man wasn't deserving to be killed like that. And for another person, a person on the outside looking in that knows Nip, that knows the type of man he was, that knows the kind of mark he left in the community and amongst his people, for a person to go along with saying that Nip deserved to be killed or saying that he got what he had coming to him, so to speak, in other words, which he implied, that's crazy. And if he feel like that's just keeping it real and that's keeping it street, man, you got another thing coming. You need a wake-up call and to be that old, to be acting like that, and to still be having that mindset. That's a problem, man. I always say it's nothing worse than a young fool but an old fool. You just got more years of being a fool. You just a better fool, You better fool, but really a worse fool. You got more years of being a fool, so you worse. And that's crazy. So, for all those who out here thinking that, oh, the street code is that if you call a man a snitch, you need to be annihilated. That's crazy. And for all those who feel like they even need to mention their name in such a light like that, man, it's crazy. People do a lot of things for attention, a lot of things for clout, a lot of things for their own glory. But, man, that whole narrative needs to change, man. We need to go back to, honoring the man, the real man, not honoring no busters, not honoring no cats just because they got money, just because they got some clout, just because they move with this person, move with that person. You see them amongst the crowd and they look like somebody. Nah, just because he got money don't make him right, and just because he got money don't make him worth listening to. Just because he got money don't mean that he deserves a platform in which to speak. Like a person like that don't even need a platform. You know what they gonna say. You know what they gonna do. They don't need a platform to influence other minds, other people, especially kids and youngsters, to think that's cool. Nah, people like that don't deserve no platform at all. And when they do get a platform like that to speak on such a broad level and extensive level, they need to be totally, exposed in the public light. Right there on the spot, the interviewer should have just been like, "Hey, man, you think that's appropriate to even be saying that about Nip, man?" I would have asked him that straight up, like, "Man, you think that's appropriate to even be saying that? That ain't cool." Straight up. If I was the interviewer, I would have shut the interview off, like, "Hey, we're gonna speak like that. I'm not gonna even host this interview no more, man. You're not about to make my public platform look like a thing of buffoonery. Like, nah, it's not gonna happen." So, I just felt like it was something that was pressing upon my mind because, in a wake and in a time passing of Nip's untimely demise, it's not a day go by that I don't think about this brother, especially being the fact that, we got social media, so you can always catch a feed with his pictures, with his quotes, with his sayings. You hear his music every day, everywhere you go. I've been traveling lately, and everywhere I go, I'm like, man, Nip got love around the world, and it's sad but it's an honorable thing, but it's also sad at the same time that he didn't get his roses while he was here and get his proper due as he should have, because, man, I would have liked for the man to know that he was appreciated, on a broader level, and not that he was even searching for that, because he really wasn't. Like, Nip put all his homies on. He put a whole bunch of plethora of other guys on. So you know that he wasn't doing it just for himself. He was doing this for the glory and the enlightenment of his community and those who he called friends and family. And he extended that to everybody. Like he said, he wanted the whole world to feel him and what Black Sam had going on. He wanted that whole, his whole movement, his whole mindset, and the way in which he viewed the world and his section. He wanted that to be known worldwide. And, unfortunately, it took for his passion for everybody to really see what he was trying to push, and, it's like a catch-22, the summation of all his dreams was recognized and it was realized, but it had to be at the expense of his life, and then that's the unfortunate and sad part about it. But yeah, it's about time that people really stop trying to capitalize monetarily off of Nip, legacy, and even off his name. Like, just give that man his proper due and praise him with your words, praise his efforts, give attention to his efforts rather. No man is worthy of praise but God. But y'all know what I mean when I say praise. Just give him his proper due by verbally acknowledging what he's done. You know what I mean? If you wasn't a fan of him and if you didn't like him, just keep whatever comments you out of yourself. You know what I mean? If you can't find it in your heart to say something good about a person, don't say nothing at all. You're not obligated to say anything, but it's obvious. Man, this man's funeral was on CNN. His funeral was publicly, worldwide. It was globally televised, man. He shut down the Staples and he shut down the city of LA. Like, if somebody can't see that with two eyes and understand that with a sound mind, your disposition on your life is all messed up, and it needs to come back into a realistic point of view. So You know, all those who have a platform to speak and have a platform to say something, we need to take it back to, you know, recognizing the real, man. You know, just because a person got money, again, don't make them real. Remember that, especially the youngsters. If your mama and daddy raised you right, remember this. Those things, those elementary principles that they taught y'all, speak when spoken to. If you don't got nothing good to say about somebody, don't say it. Respect your elders. Do upon others as you want them to do upon you. So forth and so on. Y'all know those things. Follow that throughout your whole life, and I guarantee you your day is going to go well with you. Respect your mother and father. These Bible principles, these things you taught as a youngster, you know, remember that. Don't be influenced by somebody just because they got money. If they ain't saying the wrong thing, just be like, nah, I ain't doing that. Don't be afraid to speak out and say, nah, you wrong about that. Because the same way they trying to push their influence on you, and they just outright, trying to influence your thinking and your behavior patterns, you have a right to just, with just as much conviction, to say, you know what, you wrong about that, and I'm not doing it. And I guarantee you don't have a whole different respect for you. They might not talk to you no more, so what? They might not want to befriend you no more. They might not want to be in your company no more, but so what? I guarantee you that decision going to be called a wise decision. It's going to be proven a wise decision because you're going to see just right there, you cut off a whole lot of bullshit out of your life, or be having a influence over your life or entering into your life. So you're really doing yourself a service by just nipping it in the bud right away. But yeah, Wack 100, that's foul. You know what you're doing, and you know you need to reverse your actions, man. You know, find something within yourself to make you want to stand up, man. Money ain't everything. You know, what you said has touched a lot of people the wrong way. Even if you did have a point on some level, on whatever level, Nip was a different type of individual. He proved that he don't deserve to be even spoke upon about like that, man. Find it within yourself to be a man and stand on 10 toes and make amends for your error, man. Make atonement for your error somehow, and do so publicly, man, because it's unappreciated the message that you sending about this brother, man. But that's for you to do upon your own. You know what you're doing. You know your motive behind doing it, and you also know what's right, man. So find it within yourself to do that. Hey, I'm out, everybody. I appreciate y'all time. Appreciate y'all tuning in. This Roundtable Talk. Y'all take care. Have a good day. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and y'all take care. I'm out.